It used to be a pipe dream to be able to order the same outfit that you saw on your favorite movie star or idol. Fast forward to the present, and one such company is currently dominating this space: Shein. With no phone number, email, or press contact found online, how did this mysterious company grow to be the fashion giant that we know today? And what dark truths could be hiding behind its seemingly impossible rise? For that, let's begin with the man who started it all. US-born entrepreneur Chris Yu saw an opportunity in the early 2000s within the fashion industry. Being a savvy search engine optimization specialist himself, he sought out some fashion enthusiasts in Nanjing, China, and together they embarked on a daring venture to revolutionize the fashion industry. It started out as a wedding dress retailer with the name Sheinside. The name proved to be quite a mouthful, so it was decided they would shorten the name to make it easier to search online in mid-2015. That was when Sheinside became what we know today as Shein. The company introduced a wide variety of fashionable products, from party dresses to beachwear, targeting the younger generation. With its catchy tagline, "Everyone can enjoy the beauty of fashion," Shein rapidly expanded its operations. Their strategic use of social media marketing and influencer collaborations quickly boosted their popularity among young, fashion-conscious consumers. Unfortunately, Shein had been making the headlines for the wrong reasons, being embroiled in a series of controversies, including the recent Shein's influencer trip Backlash. Does this reveal a much darker side to the mysterious company, and just how ethical is Shein? As a fast fashion company, Shein introduced more than 6,000 new styles per day with low price tags that appeal to young consumers who are on a budget. Furthermore, Shein also provides free clothing for their influencers worth up to $200 every month in exchange for organic reviews. With the added pressure of giving away free clothing to their influencers for brand exposure, who exactly pays for this extra clothing production? In 2022, a UK documentary revealed that alleged employees at Shein factories were underpaid, working for up to 18 hours a day, even on the weekends, with only a day off every month. It was reported that Shein had been violating Chinese labor laws. Many factory workers also worked without contracts or minimum wage requirements, thereby allowing the company to reportedly fail to pay them properly. Advocacy groups and journalists also uncovered evidence of unsafe workshops, lacking safety protocols like windows and emergency exits. However, Shein denied these allegations, as it claimed that their employees' wages were already significantly higher than the local minimum wage in Guangzhou, and that their workplace was safe for its workers. Experts suggested that Shein was most likely contracted with clothing manufacturers that were grossly exploiting, overworking, and underpaying their garment workers. Some emphasized that the take-home pay for a garment worker relies upon his or her speed of production. The more pieces one sews, the more money one makes. So if the worker is slow, they will most likely earn less than the legal minimum wage. And just when it seemed that things were about to tide over, another shocking piece of news showed up. Some Shein customers were claiming to have received disturbing messages inside their orders. Small strips of paper with messages such as, "You are going to die in this suit," while other viral videos claimed that Shein employees had written "Help me" and "Need your help" on the clothing tags. These claims were soon debunked by the fact-checking website Snopes, which determined the claims as mostly false. Till now, no one truly knows if some of these messages were indeed from the factory workers. A prank, perhaps, but we're only just getting started. Here's the next controversy. Shein produces countless unique clothing designs in a very short period of time. So how do they come out with design after design almost seemingly out of thin air? Well, the truth is that Shein uses a special technology called the Large-Scale Automated Test and Reorder, LATR, which allows it to order products from the factory much faster than its competitors. The program algorithm also helps the company to scan the internet to follow consumer habits, which allows them to predict new trends in an instant, cutting out the middleman. From the outside, it seemed like a brilliant move, but this special technology that Shein employs will later jeopardize their reputation in the fashion industry. In 2021, an independent designer, Bailey Prado, called out Shein for stealing not just one or two, but 20 of her designs. "The way Shein copied my whole life," she writes in an Instagram post, beside a reel of side-by-side shots that show Shein's near-identical knockoffs. In response, Shein quietly took down the designs that Prado posted on Instagram, but the young designer was furious as the company did not make an effort to resolve the problem. In one of her Instagram posts, she stated, "So Shein has taken down the 10 looks that I posted, but decided to keep the other 35 designs that I didn't publicly call them out on. They saw the issue, but instead of contacting me or taking all the designs down, they chose to ignore it." This triggered more independent designers with small fashion labels such as Loud Bodies, Baya, and Sincerely Ria to voice out their stories for being plagiarized as well. However, Shein didn't seem to be bothered by these, as the company had its own ways of overcoming these challenges. It was reported that Shein will sometimes address the designer directly, apologize for the accident, and remove the product that had been called out. This is not a problem for a fast fashion company though, as it can recreate another design again quickly. Yet in 2023, Shein was sued for copying designers' artwork and profiting from it. The designers Krista Perry, Larissa Martinez, and Jay Barron alleged that Shein made exact copies of their work without their knowledge. Perry contacted the company, and Shein offered to pay her $500 for compensation, which she refused. She added that the company reached out to her again the following year and asked if she would like to contribute to a capsule collection for aspiring artists, and offered her what sounded like significant money to be made. Replying to the email, she wrote, "How dare you contact me after my artwork has been stolen and the hard time I was put through with the people at Shein to resolve it. This email disgusts me. Shein and its sister company Romwe have stolen artwork from both myself and many of my hardworking friends and colleagues." According to the lawyers, it can be difficult to settle lawsuits in the fashion industry because companies cannot copyright useful things, at least not in their entirety, and clothing is deemed a utility item, and therefore does not have as many protections. You see, as the saying goes, a leopard never changes its spots. And yes, the design theft controversy continues. In the same year, H&M took Shein to court for copying its designs and selling them on the Shein website at a much lower price. Now let's look at the bigger picture of how this fast fashion company impacts the environment. Reports state that the fast fashion industry is among the top 3 most polluting industries, topped only by fossil fuels and agriculture. Each Shein item is individually wrapped in a plastic zip bag, and with thousands of items being shipped out each day, the amount of plastic waste is unimaginable. Also, the majority of its products are shipped out from China warehouses, which has a hefty carbon footprint, as China is reported to be the world's largest emitter of greenhouse gases, with more emissions than all of the developed nations combined. So even if Shein mentioned that they had established ways to reduce its waste and energy consumption, it is impossible to be sustainable with such a high production rate. In other words, Shein is inherently unsustainable. Furthermore, in November 2022, an international climate and environment campaign organization, Greenpeace Germany, reported that 32% of the 47 Shein products it tested had concerning levels of hazardous chemicals, such as phthalates, PFAs, and lead, some of which even broke the Europeans' regulatory limits. In June 2023, Shein came up with an idea for reputational rehabilitation by inviting 6 influencers on an all-expenses-paid trip to Guangzhou, China. This trip involved a tour of one of its factories, innovation center, and warehouse where clothing is designed, made, packaged, and shipped. The plan was to show the influencers' followers that, contrary to the ongoing negative reports, the company's operations are all above board. Upon arriving at its factory, the influencers wore broad smiles and commented on the happy workers and clean work environment. After the influencers returned from the tour, they faced blowback from critics, who said that they were participating in Shein's propaganda stunt designed to mislead consumers. The online backlash intensified quickly, with comments like, "They showed you what they wanted you to see. I tip my hat to the marketing villain that came up with this. It feels like they used you for damage control, and it's disturbing." Within a few days, things got worse when one of the influencers who was on the tour, Dani Carbonari, announced that she had ended her relationship with Shein. The young Instagrammer and YouTuber posted, "I made a huge mistake. I always tried to lead with me, my younger self and my community in mind, and I let us down. I did us wrong." Even though she did not address anything about the company's problematic record or human rights allegations, rumors started to spread like wildfire. Also, Carbonari's video and responses caused much uproar on Twitter, as the public believed that she and other influencers were shown a model factory and paid to promote propaganda. However, Shein disputed the characterization by emphasizing that the company is committed to transparency and that the funded trip was just a way to listen to consumers' feedback, and to provide an opportunity to showcase their innovation center to the influencers and their followers. What are your thoughts on all the revelations and controversies? Let us know in the comments. For more interesting stories, do remember to subscribe.